As the game evolves further and further as time goes on, I end up with so many questions like, do we have certain ideas wrong, or how have people not thought about this thing before, and stuff like that. So in this video, I come to you guys for said questions in the hope that you guys can answer them for me, or even begin to question things just like me. So let's talk about them. And the first one is, for the pick one resource packs, are they kinda not wasted on gold? And the reason I ask this is because in order to train or heal T5 units, you would need half of what it would cost in food or wood. And what I mean by this is, if in the late game you need half the gold to heal or train troops, then why on the pick one resource packs do they give you less than half? For example, the level 5 packs give you 500,000 food or wood, meanwhile instead of giving you 250,000 gold, they instead only give you 200,000. So with each pack that you open for gold, you're missing out on 20% of so-called value, right? Did everyone know this and just never mention it because it's obvious by just reading it? Or did people know this and do it anyways because gold, you know? Now I understand that if you need gold, then you need gold. I get that situation. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is instead of using them on gold and losing value, would it not be better to just farm gold and stone as much as you can and then use the packs for regular resources? That way you're getting the max value possible. In this game where you're always trying to maximize your efficiency, I'm surprised that I hear everyone saying that they use the packs for gold. I don't know. I'm just asking, why is it always spent on that? I'm not talking smack or anything. That's just my genuine question to you guys. Let me know down below. The second thing is, now that we have more commanders with smite, is normal damage a better stat than health at this point? Even without smite being a thing. If diminishing value is a big thing in this game, then wouldn't having normal damage be more important than the rest of the other stats, because there really isn't much of it going around? And I say this because once you max your research tech, you start off with the base of 59% health for all troop types, and you can further boost that with holy sites and stuff like that. Sure, there are other commanders that offer normal damage, but in comparison to everything else, those commanders still offer way less normal damage than what the other commanders offer of the other stats. And then there's also gear that offers more of those other stats and nothing for normal damage. So again, is normal damage more important than health? If anyone knows, let me know down below. The third thing is, and I've always wondered about this one, but is it worth making the whole kingdom fill their hospitals to get easier matchmaking results for KVK? Like, is that really worth it? Does it truly work? And if it does, then guide me to the evidence if that's the case. Please. Because if it's just a theory, then I don't buy it. To me, it was always weird and annoying that everyone in the kingdom had to fill their hospitals. Like, is it really worth having everyone each pay a max hospital bill? Think about how many resources had to go down the drain for every single player for the potential of a slightly easier KVK. Just imagine if every fighter in the kingdom had the resources to fill another hospital. Where would y'all be at that point? Now I understand that it's not that deep and that one hospital bill probably won't make or break anything, but like I said, I'm just a pleb asking genuine questions here. So again, is it worth filling hospitals for the potential of a slightly easier KVK? Let me know down below. And the fourth question that I have is, how much time do y'all spend fighting in KVK? Because if I spend 4 hours fighting consistently, which I think is hard to do by the way, I feel like that's enough time for the entire day. That alone is too much time in my eyes to be playing on your phone or your computer for the day, but that also doesn't get you the KP to be considered quote unquote good in this community. Don't get me wrong, I can do more than 4 hours, anyone can, but it is a lot of time if we're being honest, and I know some, maybe even a lot of players can spend a full 8-hour shift fighting, possibly even longer. Those are the players with the stacked amount of KP, and there's a lot of them too. I just wonder how much time and resources and speed ups that takes so I can have a way better understanding if I'm being honest. It wasn't until I started doing YouTube that I began to care about my stats, so now I'm the one trying to be quote unquote a good player. So just in general, let me know how much speed up, resources, and time it takes for you guys to accumulate whatever KP it does every KVK for you. Let me know down below. And finally, my last question for you nerds is, do you think it's worth spending crystal tech in KVK? If there's a well that can answer that about maxing tech, I would really like to know, so answer that down below if you can. And not only that, but for the more common players, do y'all think it's worth spending a few $100s on crystal tech, or do you even think that getting only the pop-up bundles is worth it? Like on the times that you have spent before and then other times that you haven't, was there even a difference in performance that you have noticed? Was there something worth noting? If not, then that's fine too. I've just always wondered if those research buffs are even worth it, but yeah, I think that was it for now. If anyone can answer these questions in a hateful or peaceful way, it doesn't matter to me. Just answer. Anyways, that's it. Later.